Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of the Ratchet and Clank playthrough. Hope you guys are ready for some more wrench throwing action because we are going to get things moving, and we're going to get things moving immediately. So we're going to enter our ship and we're going to choose the next planet to go to. We have two info bots. We can either go to the Metropolis planet of Kerwan, or we can go to the desert planet of Iridia. Kerwan is actually the better location to go to for the sole purpose that one of the items we'll be getting in Kerwan will be necessary to get something in Iridia. So it just makes more sense to go here first, just so you don't have to backtrack to this place again after you do this place, go here, then come back here again. Because I believe the place we'll be getting an info bot for in Kerwan will be a place that also requires the item you need, the first item from here to get in here. So it just makes things a lot more smooth, I guess you could say. So yeah, we're going to Kerwan. There are 3 gold bolts here, and we have a mission where we're going to visit Al's Robo Shack. We'll make sure we do all of those things. You can even replay the infobot too if you need a recap on the mission in question. So, yeah, it's kind of nice that they have that feature, kind of reminding you what exactly needs to be done. So yes, here we are, the planet Kerwan. And I have to say, I really like the aesthetic of this planet. This planet looks really cool. I like how it's like a city, but at the same time, like, you can see like greenery kind of growing on all the buildings. It's just a really nice touch, and I think it looks really cool. So right off the bat, we do have another Gadgetron vendor. I believe when you come here, there is another weapon you can buy. You can buy the blaster.
I got some great bargains for you today.
Unfortunately, we are just a few bolts short for that, so what I think we're going to do is we're actually going to collect a gold bolt really quick and a couple of other bolts that are also be in the area, because down here it's kind of a tricky jump, but we have kind of a underpass, I guess you could say. But under here there's also some boxes where you can get some bolts, so we now have enough for the blaster. And we also have a gold bolt too, so this kind of worked out in our favor, I'd say. Let me grab these first though. And gold bolt acquired. Let me go ahead and look at my notes really quick. I think we can actually get all 3 gold bolts, and we can actually get we can get 1 of the 3 skill points. So yeah, we can actually obtain all the gold bolts here, which I think is really nice. I like when they actually give you a chance to get all of the collectibles on your first time through, as opposed to having you come back for like 1 or 2 quick things later. Also, there are these TNT crates. If you touch them, they'll start a timer, and you have to get away from them before they explode. Kind of like Crash Bandicoot, which is funny because of the 2 PlayStation platformer series. This was the one not developed by Naughty Dog, the Crash Bandicoot creators. It is kind of cool how, like, in PlayStation 1, there was, you know, Crash Bandicoot, which was developed by Naughty Dog, and then there was Spyro, which was developed by Insomniac. And then on PlayStation 2, you had Jak and Daxter, which was the Naughty Dog game, and then Ratchet and Clank, which was the Insomniac one. So kind of cool how they had their own like brand of series for each PlayStation. Kind of cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and activate the Gadgetron vendor. Let's get the blaster. The blaster is pretty cool. It's just a standard gun, I guess. But I think it's a little more powerful than the Pyrocider, so it's got its own unique uses. Let's go ahead and do this. It also seems to have like a couple of homing properties too. Or at least like you have like an aiming reticle that you can use to tell where exactly you're aiming at the very least. Which I think is important. But let's see. Anything else I can do in the area? Well, let's just keep going. We'll just keep using our blaster. It does seem to kind of lock on to like one certain enemy though, so I don't think it necessarily goes to the nearest enemy. You also have this flying machine. I believe like whenever you have like flying enemies like that, they give you a lot of bolts. But at the same time, they're a little harder to hit, and they probably take more hits in general, so you gotta be careful of stuff like that. But yeah, I wouldn't say the blaster is super great for those, kind of those mook soldiers that rush you. I still think the Pyrocider is a little better for those, but, you know, you can obviously use the blaster too. It's, you know, game doesn't have to be super picky. In fact, let's use the Pyrocider again. Oh, I still got hit anyway. And see, it's nice because you can also just switch between the weapons whenever you want as well, so you don't have to strictly use just one weapon throughout the whole thing. And you'll gain, like, ammo for your weapons as you go through as well, so... You know, just a very well-made and well-thought-out game. You have to give it that. You definitely have to give it that. If you don't, you're being incredibly rude. Why would you do that? I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, guys. So let's see. I'm going to try to be careful here. Yeah, because there's those dogs, or whatever they are. Still getting used to the camera controls. I like how I made them, like, reversed, because that's what I'm used to from, like, other games, but, like... In my practice attempt, I had the other camera controls are, so I'm kind of getting used to those now, so it's like, well, maybe I shouldn't have switched. Whatever, I'll get used to it. Just gotta remember what I have the settings on, and over time it'll come natural to me. And even then, you don't have to use weapons anyway, you can still use your wrench if you'd rather prefer to use that, so... You have a lot of options in this game, and that's what I really, really like about it.
Ratchet, that's the man we saw on the infobot. Remember? He knows Captain Qwark.
Hey, you're that robot guy, right?
No, actually, I build robots. I myself am not a robot guy, per se.
Nerd.
I like him.
So, now that we've cleared that up, what can I do for you?
Well, we saw your infobot announcement. You were with Captain Qwark. We're trying to find Captain Qwark. We thought you could help us.
Your logic is commendable. However, I haven't seen Captain Qwark since we shot that commercial. Say, do you run on standard XP18 sister boards?
Version 7.66.
Back at ya. I may be able to help you out after all. How does a helipack upgrade sound?
Upgrade?
Natch. Since he's a 766, I could have the little guy up and flying in no time. Of course, I'll just need my fee for service.
Okay, so we have to buy a helipack upgrade for 1,000 bolts, but as you can see, we have plenty of bolts for that.
It won't hurt a bit.
Hey, wait. Ratchet, am I cool now?
Yeah, you the man, Clank.
You're welcome.
Oh god, I love that design where he just has like all those helipacks on him. So yeah, we have a new helipack upgrade, and this will give us definitely some more utility with Clank. We can do this little kind of a higher jump with this, which is nice. You can also do a long helicopter jump as well, which kind of gives you a little extra distance when you're doing like these long jumps. And I believe you also have a way to just kind of float downwards whenever you're jumping from a really, really high place. So, helipack upgrade, very, very useful for sure. This is an upgrade that I am definitely not going to complain about, because it definitely helps in many, many circumstances. So, no complaints from me, game. No complaints from me. So now we're going to ride this elevator up, and in a minute, not right here, we are going to be getting our first skill point, actually. So I am very much looking forward to that. But first, though, let's die. Ooh. Yeah, be careful, because obviously if you whack a TNT crate with your wrench, it's going to explode, and it will do residue damage to you, so be careful of that. That's why I always recommend whenever you have TNT crates, just run into them and then walk away from them, or you can also throw your wrench at them too. Whatever you feel comfortable with is honestly the way to go. Just make sure you grab the bolts afterwards, because bolts are good and you definitely will need them for this game. Okay, I have the Pyrocider, right? Yes, I do. Hello! Whee! Take that. Oh no, you're still alive. Die. He had to go, guys. He had to go. I'm sorry. He had to go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and aim for our first skill point. I got to find where it is, though. I want to say it's over here. Gotta look for it, though. I think it's over this way. Yes, it is. Okay, you see that statue down there? We're gonna take a little trip and go to that statue. Gonna use the helipack to float down here. And unfortunately, because of this, I am gonna have to climb back up to where I was, but I'll just go ahead and cut footage for that. But yeah, we're gonna stand in between the legs of this statue, and we're gonna get our first skill point. Again, we'll find out the use of skill points later on. For now, though, we're going to keep things moving, and I'll see you guys back at that one tall place that I was at. Okay, we are back up here, so we can continue our journey now. I think we got a little bit left to go before we get the first infobot. Or actually, I think it's the only infobot, but there is something else we're going to get here that's important, so I'm going to make sure we get everything before we leave. See, go ahead and roast this guy. Don't think that... Oh god, there is someone else over here. I was like, I don't think that's anyone else over here. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. Die, die, die. Ouch, ouch, ouch. No, I died. I think that's okay. I think we get a checkpoint. We did not get a checkpoint. I will be right back. Okay, I made it back here, and one thing to keep in mind is that enemies do respawn every time you die, so keep that in mind. And yeah, just be careful. Don't be stupid like I was right there. I just kind of didn't move from that guy's missile blast, and I kind of paid the ultimate price of death because of that. So before we move further on this train, there is actually another gold bolt near here. You gotta jump up onto this luggage that we have. We got a lot of these dog enemies, these robotic dog enemies. Not too hard to take care of them though, because again, the Pyrocider is just a really, really good weapon. And of course, as usual, don't forget to get the bolts afterwards, because as you've been able to see, there are a lot of stuff we can buy, and we want to make sure we can afford all of it, and sometimes killing enemies for bolts is one of the best things you can do, and also just looking for boxes wherever you go, so definitely be on the lookout for that stuff. So, we're going to get the gold bolt now. If I don't fall off and be stupid. See, this is where my control stick issue is going to be a little problematic. Thankfully, it didn't matter too much right there, but yeah, sometimes on small platforms like that, you could walk off without intending to. But we got the gold bolt, and we're good to go. So I think it's time that we ride the train. Why? Because that's just what we do whenever we find a train. We just want to ride it. I think that makes sense to me, so let's go ahead and equip the blaster. And also grab this too if you're missing any health, which I was right there, so that's good. And sure enough, at the end of this train, we have an infobot. So one thing I'm going to showcase right here, while we're riding this train, is, you know, I've been doing a lot of third-person combat, but there's also first-person combat we can do as well. So you can use just the Well, unfortunately, it doesn't really help that much in this case. But yeah, you can use first-person aiming to combat a lot of these different enemies and obstacles. It's obviously up to your discretion, though. And kind of in this case, it's a little hard to recommend one way over another one, just because you are constantly moving. And sometimes these jumps right here can be a little scary. Oh, come on, just die. Thank you. And whee! We made it, guys. We made it through the train ride. Oh no, but the infobot's still running away. Why is it doing that? Oh no, and that guy has mines. I don't appreciate that. Also, yeah, like right there, that was the control stick acting up. I did not mean to go that far. Okay, at least we have a nice little healing point right here. We collected a couple of bolts as well. I'm going to go ahead and go back to Pyrocider then. Pyrocider's just been, I think, doing more work for me. Also look out for those proximity mines. And there we go. There we go. We have a new infobot.
Greetings, Executive Chairman Drek.
Dispense with the pleasantries, Lieutenant. My sources tell me you're behind schedule. You must prepare this planet to be harvested for our new world.
Yes, sir. As you can see, everything is moving along as planned.
I'm counting on you, Lieutenant. And as your former commander can tell you, I don't take disappointment well.
Yes, sir. I won't fail.
Drek is destroying yet another planet.
Yeah, but if that's the kind of help he's getting, I don't think we have anything to worry about.
You should not underestimate Chairman Drek. He is quite dangerous. We must find Captain Qwark.
Look, that lieutenant doesn't seem so tough. Let's take him out ourselves.
Perhaps we can persuade the lieutenant to tell us where Drek is.
Now you're talking.
Okay, so we have the infobot for the planet Eudora. We'll be checking out that place a little bit later, though. Not now, because we still have to visit the planet of Iridia. And Iridia will also give us something very good, so we definitely want to check that out, too. But there is something else we can do in this region. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do this. Oh well, whatever. It works regardless. Hey, is that Captain Qwark over here?
Welcome to the Captain Qwark fitness course. If you're strong enough, fast enough, and clever enough to beat my fitness challenge, you will receive a reward from my head trainer. Simply make your way to the third island to complete the course. Good luck. Qwark Enterprises is not responsible for sprains, broken bones, snapped tendons, bruised egos, or accidental death incurred while taking the challenge.
Excuse me, Captain, but we have more pressing issues. We urgently need your assistance.
Clank,
Yes?
do you notice anything unusual about Captain Qwark?
Well, I find the fact that he has a spring where his leg should be to be quite puzzling.
And why do you think that is?
Possibly an injury incurred while battling evil?
This isn't the real Captain Qwark, you numbskull. It's a robot.
Oh.
Aww. It's so cute that he was disappointed that that wasn't the real Qwark. But yeah, that's not the real Qwark. It's just a robot, and now we have to take this training course. But, again, we'll get a really, really good item for taking this training course, so I think it's going to be worth the trouble. I think, anyway. Maybe some people disagree. I have no idea. We'll just have to find out. Okay, let's go ahead and blow this up. And it is nice that they kind of give you the tutorial that, yeah, you can wall jump here. Very, very nice. So there is actually a gold bolt in this area, the last gold bolt we need. We'll, of course, be picking it up, but first off, we have to get to the top of this island. Unfortunately, this is going to be another case where after we get this, probably going to cut again, because I think we'll have to redo the platforming on the first and second islands once we get the gold bolts. So do not worry, I won't be showing all of this again. Anyway, let's jump. Be very, very careful. Pretty standard platforming section, though. Here you have a little bit of a timed wall jump to do. Oh, shoot. Dang it. Ratchet. Come on. One thing I do wish you could do is whenever you do this, I'll showcase it in a second, but this side, like, somersault jump, I wish you could also activate the helipack with that. That'd make some sections, like, a little more, I guess not really easier, but it would make things a little more flashy. So if you accidentally do that jump as opposed to the normal backward somersault, you can still make the jump. But again, that's just me being extremely picky about something that I probably don't even need to be picky about, to be quite honest. So here, we can go to the third island via this grip line, but instead, we're going to jump over here to this building. I bet you can see a lot of boxes down there. Well, that is actually where we're going right now, because the last gold bolt for this region is in here. And they also give you a lot of normal bolts to go along with them too, so definitely advisable to hit this place up, especially before you go to the next part, because I think we will need some bolts very, very soon. And they even gave us a taxi too. Okay, so is that everything? I think it is. So we're gonna jump on this taxi, return to your ship. Unfortunately, yeah, we kind of have to do this because there's no way to get back there, at least from my recollection. Maybe there was another cab, but I don't think there is. I think it just makes sense to do this regardless, because I think if you go ahead and get the item you need, you'll still get taken back to your ship regardless. So it's just like, well, may as well just get the bonus first, then get the item. I mean, I guess it's about the same, but I don't know. Maybe it's less to redo. Hard to make that call, but yeah, I'll see you guys back at the top of that second island. Okay, I made it back up here, so now we're going to ride this last zip line, go all the way to the end, and see what we can find.
Listen up, you loudballs! That was the most pathetic display I have ever seen on that obstacle course!
What do you mean?
We finished the circuit, ma'am.
Oh yeah, but it is weak. When I was competing, I would devour courses like that for breakfast.
Bet that's not all.
If it were up to me, you would drill for the rest of the day. But somehow you managed to impress that fool Captain Qwark.
Captain Qwark knows about us?
He certainly does. And worst of all, he wants me to give you a prize for that ridiculous performance.
Cool, what is it?
I'm supposed to give you a swing shot, so you can sway to and fro like little insects.
All right, let's see it.
Not so fast. Today, the two of you disgraced my obstacle course, so I am going to make you pay.
But that prize is ours from the captain. That's not fair.
Too bad. Life's not fair.
Truer words have never been spoken. Life is not fair.
Sweet. I bet Captain Qwark uses stuff like this all the time.
Ha! Real men can swing without silly toys like that. The two of you make me sick.
Congratulations on your new...
Okay, so we have the swing shot. The swing shot is a bit of a grappling hook, I guess you could call it. Think of it like the Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, the grappling hook from that game, where you can basically grapple on the points and swing around. And I guess it's also kind of similar to the grappling hook just in Metroid games too, so I almost forgot about that comparison, and that's probably the more accurate comparison here. So one cool thing about this is whenever you see the hookshot points or the grappling points glowing green, it means you're automatically locked into that target, so you can immediately just use it and just latch yourself on to the next part. Which I think is really, really cool that, you know, it kind of does it for you, in a sense. There are some cases where you may want to aim, but in that case, you definitely don't, and I think that's really, really nice. But yeah, that's actually going to do it for the planet of Kerwan. There, again, are 2 more skill points we can get. But until we have more advanced weaponry, we can actually not get them yet, so we will be back later for that. I don't think there's anything we have to buy either, so we're going to just go ahead and end the video here, and then next time we'll move on to the next planet. So this has been SlimKirby, this has been the Ratchet & Clank playthrough. I'll see you guys next time when we visit the desert planet of Aridia. Later, folks.